Have you ever just, you know, stared at a login screen, that blank box, and you feel that that little knot of dread building up?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're trying every single password variation you can think of, and then finally you just sigh and hit forgot password again.
For the 10th time that week, maybe.
Exactly. Or, even worse, you get that notification that just chills you to the bone.
Yeah.
One of your online accounts has been compromised.
Right. That's the scary one.
If any of that sounds familiar, and I bet it does for a lot of you listening, you're definitely not alone. It's a universal frustration, really, and frankly, it's a massive security hole.
Huge.
But what if I told you there's a surprisingly simple solution? Something that can, like, tidy up your whole digital life and seriously boost your online security. Well, today, that's what we're diving into. We're calling this one, Tired of Forgotten Logins. This fix takes 5 minutes.
Great title, because it really can be that quick to get started.
So the core issue, right, is that it's impossible for us humans to remember hundreds of different complex, unique passwords. It's not feasible.
No, not at all.
And that pushes us into these really dangerous habits, like using the same password everywhere, or maybe just tweaking it slightly, like password 123, password 124.
Things that are really easy for attackers to guess or crack.
Exactly. But the fix we're talking about today, it isn't just about making life easier, though it definitely does that. It's about building your absolute strongest defense against the most common cyber attacks out there.
It really is foundational.
And yeah, getting those crucial first steps set up surprisingly quick. We're talking about setting up a kind of digital vault where you only need to remember one single master key. It changes everything.
Completely changes the game.
So, okay, we've all been there staring at that password field.
Right.
But when we talk about the password problem, what are we really getting at? Is it just that our memories aren't great? Or is there something deeper going on that leaves us so vulnerable?
Well, it's fascinating, isn't it? How these little frustrations, these everyday things like forgetting a login, how they actually stack up to create this massive security vulnerability.
Yeah.
Your password, I mean, it really is the front door to your digital life. And most of us have, well, not just dozens, but often hundreds of these digital doors.
Hundreds? Wow.
Yeah. The average person, believe it or not, has something like over 240 online accounts now. Just think about that number.
That's staggering.
It is. And it makes it completely impossible to manually create and remember unique, strong passwords for all of them. It's what we call the memory problem. Our brains just aren't wired for that kind of recall at scale, especially not for random strings of characters.
Okay, so it's literally a biological limitation almost.
In a way, yes. And this memory problem leads directly to the next big issue, the reuse risk. When you use the same password, or very similar ones, across multiple sites maybe, like you said, your pet's name plus a number.
Guilty. Used to be, anyway.
Right. Well, if just one of those sites gets breached, and breaches happen constantly, we hear about them all the time. Attackers take that email and password combination and try it everywhere else.
Ah, okay.
And suddenly, they might have the key to dozens of your other accounts. This single habit, password reuse, it contributes to the vast majority of account takeovers we see. It's like having the same key for your house, your car, your office, your safe deposit box. It's just asking for trouble.
That's a really good analogy, yeah.
Then you've got the complexity challenge. We're told to use complex passwords, right? Long, random strings, 16 characters or more, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, symbols.
The kind nobody can possibly remember.
Exactly. They're secure precisely because they're hard for humans to remember, but that makes them unusable without help. And finally, there is the time factor. Get this. The average person wastes about 10.9 hours every single year just resetting forgotten passwords.
10.9 hours? That's more than a full workday.
Over a year, yeah. Almost 2 full work weeks over a decade. Just clicking forgot password and going through that whole rigmarole.
Wow.
So these aren't just minor annoyances. They're genuine cracks in your digital armor, constantly draining your time and leaving you exposed.
Okay, 10.9 hours. That really puts it in perspective. That's enough time to, I don't know, learn a few chords on a guitar or something. So it's not just that we can't remember, it's that trying to manage this ourselves is actively making us less safe and wasting our time. It's like trying to build a fortress out of, I don't know, soggy cardboard.
That's a pretty good way to put it, yeah.
So what's the alternative then? This is where the real solution comes in, right? The thing that acts like our personal digital security guard. Turning that vulnerability into, well, strength.
Exactly. And connecting this back to the bigger picture, a password manager isn't just some handy little tool. It's genuinely your first and strongest line of defense against the most common cyber threats.
Okay.
Think of it like your own personal digital fortress. It's a highly secure vault, essentially. It generates these incredibly strong, unique passwords for every single site you use. It stores them safely. And crucially, it autofills them for you.
So you don't even have to type them.
Most of the time, no. And the beauty is you only need to remember one single password, your master password, to unlock this entire vault.
One password to rule them all.
Kind of, yeah. And the benefits are really significant. First, and this is absolutely key, is something called zero-knowledge encryption.
Okay. Sounds technical. What does that mean for me?
It means your data, your passwords, your secure notes, whatever you store in there is encrypted before it ever leaves your device, right on your phone or computer.
Okay.
It uses incredibly strong encryption like AES-256, which is, military grade. Governments use it for top secret stuff.
Right, like Fort Knox level security.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And the profound part, the zero knowledge bit, means that only you have the key, your master password. Even the company that provides the password manager service, they cannot access your stored passwords.
Really? Even the company itself?
Nope. They just store the encrypted blob of data. They have no way to decrypt it. This directly addresses that common worry people have about, putting all their eggs in one basket. Paradoxically, it makes it much, much safer than trying to manage passwords yourself.
That's actually really reassuring. Okay. What else?
Well, beyond that core security, you get huge convenience wins. Automatic form filling saves a ton of time and cuts down on typos when you're logging in or signing up for things. Most good managers also give you security alerts. They'll tell you if a website you use has been part of a data breach or if you have any weak or reused passwords still lurking in your vault that you need to change.
That's useful. Kind of like a little watchdog.
Exactly. And if you need to share passwords, maybe Wi-Fi details with a guest or a streaming service login with family, they have secure sharing features. You can grant someone access without ever actually revealing the password itself, much safer than texting it or writing it down.
Okay, that sounds incredibly powerful, almost like too good to be true. But I can already hear some listeners thinking, okay, but if I put everything in this one vault, doesn't that just make it one giant target for hackers? What about that all eggs in one basket thing?
Yeah, that's a totally fair question, and it's probably the number one concern people raise.
Right.
But it comes right back to that zero-knowledge encryption we were just talking about. Because your data is encrypted on your device using your unique master password as the key before it's ever sent to the company's servers.
Okay.
Even if, and this is a big if because these companies have very strong security, but even if their servers were somehow breached, the attackers would just get scrambled nonsense, encrypted data.
They wouldn't get my actual passwords.
Not without your master password, which they don't have. So the security benefit of having unique, super strong passwords for every single site, something only a manager, really makes practical life. It vastly outweighs the theoretical risk of a breach at the provider level.
Yeah.
It actually stops the domino effect of password reuse, which is how most accounts get compromised today.
That makes a lot of sense when you put it that way.
Right.
Okay, so clearly this is something we all probably need. But when you start looking, there are quite a few options out there. Bitwarden, 1Password, LastPass. How do you even begin to choose the right one? It feels a bit overwhelming.
It can seem that way, yeah. There are several really excellent choices, and they each have slightly different strengths. You mentioned the big ones, Bitwarden, 1Password, LastPass. There's also KeePass XC for people who like more control. They differ in things like cost. Some have really good free options. Others are subscription-based. They differ in which platforms they run on, Windows, Mac, mobile apps. Definitely look for ones that emphasize zero-knowledge architecture like we discussed, and check if they undergo regular independent security audits. That's always a good sign of trustworthiness.
Right, like getting an outside checkup.
Exactly. Now, for recommendations, honestly, for most users, Bitwarden often hits the sweet spot. It's got strong security, a really solid feature set, and, crucially, a very generous free tier that gives you unlimited passwords across all your devices.
So a good starting point for many people.
Definitely. If you've got a family and need to share passwords easily, 1Password's family plan is known for being excellent with user management and sharing.
Okay.
If you're maybe more technical or you really want maximum control and prefer to keep your password vault stored locally on your own computer, not in the cloud, then KeePass XC is a fantastic open source option.
Right, for the control freaks among us.
Maybe. And for businesses needing integration features, both LastPass and 1Password have pretty robust offerings for teams and organizations.
Okay, that's helpful. So for this deep dive today, just so we have a concrete example, we'll sort of use Bitwarden as our guide, mostly because it's so accessible with that free tier.
Sounds good.
But it's important for you listening to know that the basic setup process we're about to walk through is pretty similar for most of the top password managers. So the steps should translate well, whichever one you end up choosing.
Yeah, the core concepts are the same.
All right, let's roll up our sleeves then. The promise is that getting the core stuff working can happen really fast. This is where that 5 minutes starts to actually feel real for these initial crucial steps. First up, creating that single all-important master password.
Right. This is the password, the only one you absolutely have to memorize from now on. So its strength is critical, non-negotiable.
Okay, what makes it strong?
It absolutely must be long. Think minimum 12 characters, but honestly 14, 16, or even more is better. It needs to be memorable to you, but really hard for anyone else or any computer program to guess. And crucially, it has to be completely unique, different from any password you have ever used anywhere else, ever.
No reusing my old email password from 2005.
Definitely not. Think of it as the ultimate secret handshake just between you and your vault.
Okay, so how do you create something like that that's long, memorable, and unique?
There are some really good proven methods. One popular one is called the diceware method. You basically use dice rolls to pick several random unrelated words from a special list, and then you string them together, maybe adding some numbers and symbols like correct horse battery staple 92. Totally random, but the words make it easier to remember than just gibberish.
Okay, random words. Interesting.
Another one, maybe a bit more fun, is the song lyrics method. Take a line from a song or a quote you know really well. Use the first letter of each word, mix in some numbers, maybe swap some letters for symbols. So like the Beatles line, "Hey Jude, don't make it bad, take a sad song and make it better."
Right.
Could become something like HJD mib, tassimib 8. Again, looks complex, but there's a logic, you know.
Clever.
Or just the straightforward sentence method. Create a meaningful sentence that's easy for you to recall but isn't obvious. My first dog Spot was 12 years old. A number, maybe an exclamation point. The goal is complexity for a computer, but some kind of memorable logic for your brain.
Got it. Complexity through randomness or personal meaning. And here's a really crucial step, maybe counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Write this master password down.
Yeah.
Seriously, get a piece of paper. Write it down clearly, and then store that piece of paper somewhere physically secure, like in a home safe if you have one, or locked drawer, somewhere it won't get lost or accidentally thrown out, at least until you've absolutely committed to memory. This is your emergency backup. Don't skip this.
So important. Because if you forget that master password and you haven't set up other recovery options, you could lose access to everything in your vault.
Right. Okay. Master password created and safely backed up.
Yeah.
What's next? Installation.
Yep. You want to install the password manager pretty much everywhere you use the internet. So that means the desktop application for your main computer, whether it's Windows or Mac.
Okay.
Then the mobile apps for your phone and tablet, grab those from the App Store or Google Play.
Right.
And that is really key. Install the browser extensions for whatever web browsers you use. Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, whatever.
Why is the browser extension so important?
The browser extension is where a lot of the magic happens day to day. It's the little icon that sits in your browser toolbar. It's what detects when you land on a login page.
Yeah.
It's what prompts you, hey, do you want to save this password when you create a new account or log in somewhere for the first time with the manager installed. It's what offers to autofill your username and password when you revisit a site.
So it automates a lot of it.
Exactly. And it also usually gives you the quickest way to generate a new, strong, random password right there in the password field when you're signing up for something new. You don't even have to open the main app. It's incredibly convenient and really encourages good habits.
Okay, got it. Install everywhere, especially the browser extension. Now, most of us probably have a bunch of passwords already saved in our browsers, right? Chrome, Firefox, relics from before we knew better.
Yeah, almost everyone does.
We need to get those into the new vault, don't we? This sounds like another area where we can save some serious time consolidating everything.
Absolutely. And it's usually much easier than people think. Most major browsers, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, have an option somewhere in their settings, usually under privacy and security or just passwords, to export your saved logins.
Export. Okay. What does that give you?
It typically exports them as a plain text file, usually a CSV file, which is like a simple spreadsheet format. Just be careful with that file while you have it, as it contains your passwords in plain text.
Right. Handle with care.
Definitely. Once you have that file, you go into your new password manager. In Bitwarden, for example, you'd look under Tools and then Import Data. You select which browser you exported from, or just choose the CSV file format, upload the file you just saved, and click Import.
And it just sucks them all in.
Pretty much, yeah. It reads the file and adds all those logins to your vault. Takes maybe, 2 or 3 minutes, but it centralizes your entire digital login history instantly. Saves you potentially hours of having to manually find and re-enter all those passwords.
Nice. And can you import from an old password manager too?
Yeah.
If you're switching?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Most password managers support importing from their major competitors. The process is very similar: export from the old one, import into the new one.
Okay, easy enough. So now we've got our master password, the apps are installed, our old browser passwords are imported. What's next? Start changing passwords. Where do we even begin?
Right. Now we start building the actual walls of the fortress. And you're right, you don't need to change everything all at once. That would be overwhelming. The smart approach is to prioritize.
Prioritize how?
Focus on your most critical accounts first. The ones that, if compromised, would cause the most damage or give attackers the most access. We usually call these your crown jewels.
Okay, crown jewels. What are they typically?
Generally, number one is your primary email account.
Why email?
Because think about it, how many websites use your email for login? How many use it for password resets? If an attacker gets into your main email, they can often reset the passwords for dozens of your other accounts. It's the skeleton key.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What else?
Your main financial accounts. So your primary online banking login, maybe your main investment account, anywhere your money is directly accessible.
Obvious reasons there, yeah.
Yep. And third, usually, is your primary cloud storage account. Think Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud, OneDrive, wherever you store important personal documents, photos, maybe sensitive work files.
Right, your digital filing cabinet.
Exactly. These three, email, main bank, main cloud storage, are usually the highest value targets and the ones you absolutely want locked down with unique, super strong passwords first. Securing just these three provides a massive boost to your overall security.
Okay, email, bank, cloud. Got it. So for each of these top three, what's the actual process? How do we update them using the new password manager?
It's a pretty straightforward loop. First, just log into that critical account, say your bank, like you normally would.
Okay.
When you log in, your new password manager's browser extension should pop up and ask if you want to save those login credentials. Say yes. Now your current, probably weaker password for that site is saved in the vault.
Right. Save the old one first.
Yeah. Now, navigate within that site's settings to the security section or wherever they hide the change password option.
Find the change password page.
Okay. Click on change password. You'll probably need to enter your current password again. Then you'll see fields for the new password. Now, here's the key part. Instead of thinking one up, click the password manager icon in your browser toolbar or right-click in the password field. Find the generate password option.
Use the generator.
Exactly. Make sure it's set to generate a nice long password, at least 16 characters, maybe more if the site allows it. Ensure it's using uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and symbols. Let it create that super random strong password.
Okay.
Copy that generated password, paste it into the new password field on the website, and again into the confirm new password field. Then, critically, save the changes on the website.
Save on the site. Then what?
Now, your password manager should pop up again, noticing that the password you just used is different from the one it saved earlier. It will ask if you want to update the saved login with this new password. Say yes.
So update the vault after changing it on the site.
Precisely. And one final step. Log out of the website completely. Then go back to the login page and try logging back in, letting the password manager autofill the new credentials, just to verify that the new password works and is saved correctly in your vault.
Log out. Log back in to test. Got it. So let's say for Gmail, it would be log in, let manager save, go to manage account security, password, generate new password using the extension, copy it, paste it into Google, save changes in Google, let the manager update the saved item. Log out, log back in using autofill.
You got it. That's the exact flow. Repeat that for your main bank and your main cloud storage. This part, doing these 3 critical accounts, might take you, 10, maybe 15 minutes total.
But the security payoff is huge.
Enormous. You've just replaced potentially weak, maybe reused passwords on your most important accounts with unique, virtually uncrackable ones. That's a massive win.
Okay, I see why you said update after saving the new one on the site. It ensures the manager stores the correct, new, strong password.
Exactly. You want the vault to reflect the reality on the website.
All right, so the foundation is laid. We've got the manager, imported old stuff, and secured the crown jewels. The digital fortress is officially under construction. Now what? How do we fine-tune things and really weave this into our daily lives so it becomes second nature?
Great question. Now it's about optimizing the settings for your workflow and building those good habits.
Okay, settings first. What should we look at?
Inside your password manager's settings, either the desktop app or the browser extension, look for options related to autofilling. You might want to enable autofill on page load for maximum convenience on most sites.
So it just fills it in automatically?
Yeah, but maybe for really sensitive sites like your bank, you might prefer an option like ask before autofilling, just so you have that extra moment of confirmation. Also, look for setting a keyboard shortcut like Switrol plus Shift plus L or CMG plus Shift plus L. That often lets you instantly fill credentials without even clicking the icon. Saves a lot of time.
Shortcut key, good tip. What else?
Check the Vault timeout settings. This controls how long your vault stays unlocked after you enter your master password. You need to balance security and convenience here. If it locks too quickly, it's annoying, too long, and it's less secure if someone gets access to your unlocked computer.
So what's reasonable?
Maybe 15 or 30 minutes of inactivity is a common setting, or setting it to lock when your computer screen locks. And crucially, look for the Vault timeout action. Set this to lock, not log out.
Log, not log out. Why?
If it logs you out completely, you have to re-enter your master password every time the timeout hits. If it just locks, you usually only need your master password once when you start your computer session, and maybe just your computer's login or fingerprint to unlock the vault again quickly during the day. Much less friction.
Okay. That makes sense. Anything else crucial in settings?
Yes. Absolutely the most important one. Enable two-factor authentication, or 2FA, for the password manager account itself.
2FA on the vault.
Yes, this is your master key repository. You want it protected with more than just your master password. Using an authenticator app on your phone, like Authy, Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, is highly recommended. It provides a time-sensitive code you need in addition to your master password.
So even if someone guesses my master password, they still can't get in without my phone.
Exactly. It's a critical second layer. And when you set up 2FA, the password manager will give you some backup recovery codes.
Recovery codes?
Yes. Print these out or write them down. Store them in the exact same secure physical place as your written master password backup. These codes are your absolute lifeline if you lose your phone or can't access your Authenticator app for some reason. Without them, you could be permanently locked out of your own vault. Treat them like digital gold. Seriously.
Okay. Enable 2FA, use an Authenticator app, and store recovery codes physically and securely.
Got it.
Now, beyond settings, how do we make using this thing a daily habit?
It's about integrating it smoothly. First rule. Anytime you create a new online account from now on, always use the password manager's generate function. Don't make one up yourself. Let it create a strong, unique one.
Okay. Generate for all new accounts.
And immediately save those new credentials into the vault when prompted. Second, when you're logging into existing sites, just let the manager autofill or click the extension icon to fill. Resist the urge to type passwords manually.
Let it do the work.
Exactly. Third, make a little bit of maintenance routine. Maybe once a week. Just quickly check if the manager has flagged any logins you used that weren't saved yet. Once a month, run the built-in password health check or security report. Most managers have this. It'll flag any weak, reused, or potentially compromised passwords still in your vault that you missed.
Like a monthly checkup.
Yep. And maybe once a quarter, consider proactively changing the passwords on your most sensitive accounts again. Just as good hygiene. Finally, on your phone, definitely enable biometric authentication, fingerprint, or Face ID for quick access to the mobile app. Makes it much faster than typing the master password every time. And if an app doesn't support autofill directly, just open your password manager app, copy the password, and paste it into the app's login field.
Okay. Generate, autofill, regular checks, use biometrics on mobile. Seems doable.
It quickly becomes second nature.
Now, even with all this, It's natural for people to have some lingering questions, maybe some worries or skepticism, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're trusting so much to a new tool. Let's tackle some of those common concerns head on.
Yeah, definitely. Let's clear the air.
Okay, we touched on this, but let's hit again. I'm still worried about putting all my passwords in one place. How do you really reassure someone on that?
Right. It comes back to understanding that the security model is fundamentally different. Military-grade AES-256 encryption, plus that zero-knowledge design we talked about. Your data is encrypted locally with your master key. The provider can't see it. So while, yes, it's centralized inside an incredibly strong, individually locked safe that only you can open. The security benefit of eliminating password reuse across all your sites far, far outweighs the theoretical risk of someone breaching the provider and somehow getting your specific master password. It's just a much stronger posture overall than juggling weak passwords yourself.
Okay. What if I forget my master password? That sounds terrifying.
It is a scary thought, which is precisely why we hammered on writing it down and storing it securely in a physical location. That's your primary backup. Beyond that, many managers offer account recovery options, maybe through a security question. Use a strong, non-obvious answer. Or by allowing you to designate trusted friends or family members who can help approve an account recovery attempt after a waiting period. Setting these up before you need them is key. But the physical backup is your ultimate safety net.
Physical backup is king. Got it. What if some websites just don't seem to work well with the autofill? It gets confused or doesn't fill the fields right.
Yeah, that happens sometimes, especially on poorly designed websites. First, check if your password manager extension offers different ways to fill. Sometimes, right-clicking the field gives options. If autofill truly fails, the fallback is always just to open your Vault app or extension, copy the password, and paste it manually into the website field. It's slightly less convenient, but still infinitely better than using a weak password. You can also sometimes report problematic sites to the password manager company.
Okay, copy-paste is a backup. What about sharing? I need to share the Netflix password with my family.
Right. Big one. Rule number 1. Never share passwords via email, text message, or chat apps. It's incredibly insecure. Use the built-in secure sharing features within your password manager. Most allow you to share specific logins with specific other users of the same manager. Family plans or team plans make this even easier, often with shared folders. The recipient gets access without ever seeing the actual password string itself in many cases.
Use the tool's sharing features. Makes sense. Okay, the big scary one. Can the password manager itself be hacked?
Look, any digital system built by humans could theoretically have vulnerabilities. But reputable password managers invest heavily in security. Multiple layers, regular audits, bug bounty programs. The most likely point of failure isn't usually the core infrastructure, is your master password. If you use a weak master password or if you reuse it somewhere else and it gets compromised, that's the biggest risk. That's why its strength and uniqueness, plus adding 2FA, are so absolutely critical.
So protect the master password above all else.
Absolutely. And what about if your device, your phone or laptop gets stolen? Are all your passwords gone?
Yeah, good question.
Nope. First, your vault should be set to lock automatically after a period of inactivity or when the screen locks, like we discussed, so the thief likely can't even open it. Second, all the data inside the vault is heavily encrypted. Even if they somehow got the vault file, it's useless without your master password. And third, you can usually log into your password manager's web portal from another device and remotely log out all active sessions or even deauthorize the stolen device completely, adding another layer of protection.
Wow, okay. That covers a lot of the worries. To really bring home the impact, though, maybe a real-world example, you mentioned how reusing passwords causes most breaches.
Yeah, let's talk about, let's call him John. John ran a small online business, and like many people before they switch, he used variations of the same fairly simple password across almost everything: his email, his business tools, his personal accounts. You know the drill. Well, a small, kind of obscure marketing platform he barely used got breached. Happens all the time. Attackers got a list of emails and passwords, including John's.
Okay.
They then took his email and that common password and just started trying it on major services: Gmail, his bank, his e-commerce platform, cloud storage, and bingo. They got into his primary email first.
The skeleton key.
The skeleton key. From there is game over. They reset passwords for his cloud storage, got access to sensitive customer data and business financials. They even logged into his e-commerce site and changed the shipping addresses for pending orders, diverting products to themselves.
Oh, no, that's devastating.
It was the total cost to John. Over $14,000 in fraudulent orders and lost goods. Plus, more than 40 hours of incredibly stressful work trying to recover accounts, deal with banks, notify customers, and the damage to trust. Immeasurable. His peace of mind was just shattered.
Just from one reused password on a minor site. Wow.
Exactly. Now, fast forward. After that nightmare, John implemented a good password manager. Generated unique, strong passwords for every single service. 6 months later, guess what? Another different service he used had a data breach notification.
Oh, here we go again.
But this time, because the password for that specific breach site was unique and wasn't used anywhere else, the damage was completely contained. Nothing happened to his email, his bank, his business. The attackers got a useless password. It was a non-event.
That is a night and day difference.
Totally. And it really makes you ask yourself, right, how much is that peace of mind worth? How much is avoiding that $14,000 loss and 40 hours of hell worth? It's the difference between a tiny contained issue and your entire digital life imploding.
That story really drives it home. Okay, so for listeners who are now convinced they've got the basics set up, they've secured their top accounts, what about taking it to the next level? For the power users out there, are there advanced tips to really supercharge your password manager?
Oh, absolutely. Once you're comfortable with the basics, there's a lot more you can do to optimize. First, get organized inside the vault. Don't just have one long list of hundreds of logins. Create categories or folders.
Like folders for financial, work, shopping.
Exactly. Financial, work, shopping, social media, entertainment, whatever makes sense for you. It makes finding things much faster, especially as your vault grows. It also helps you mentally group accounts by sensitivity.
Good tip. What else?
Play around with the password generator options strategically. Most generators let you customize things. You can set the exact length. You can choose not to encode ambiguous characters like I and L or 0 and O. If a specific website is annoying and doesn't allow special characters, you can temporarily turn those off just for that site's password generation. You can even generate pronounceable passphrases sometimes, which are based on words but still very secure.
Customize the generation.
Okay. And remember, your password manager isn't just for website passwords. Most of them let you store other types of sensitive information securely. Think secure notes.
Secure notes. Like, for what?
Wi-Fi passwords, software license keys, alarm system codes, maybe sensitive PINs, membership numbers, anything you need to keep secure but accessible. Many also let you securely store credit card information for faster online checkout. It fills it securely, often better than the browser's built-in feature. You can store identity information like passport details or driver's license numbers, or even upload secure file attachments like a scan of your passport or birth certificate. It becomes a true digital safe.
Wow, it can hold a lot more than just passwords.
Definitely. Another really important advanced feature, if your manager offers it, is setting up emergency access.
Emergency access, what's that?
This allows you to designate one or more trusted individuals, usually a spouse, maybe a sibling or adult child, who can request access to some or all of your vault in case something happens to you, like incapacitation or death.
Ah, like a digital executor.
Kind of, yeah. You usually specify exactly which items or folders they can access, and there's typically a waiting period you set, say, 3 or 7 days. If you don't deny their request within that time, they're granted access. It ensures your important digital information isn't lost if you're suddenly unable to manage it. It's a really crucial part of digital estate planning.
Actually really thoughtful.
Yeah.
And important.
Very. And one last tip, make sure you have breach notifications enabled. Many password managers integrate with services like Have I Been Prowled? They can proactively monitor if any email addresses associated with your vault appear in new data breaches. If they do, the manager can alert you, telling you exactly which accounts in your vault might be affected, so you can prioritize changing those specific passwords immediately.
Proactive alerts. Very cool.
Puts you ahead of the game.
Okay, this has been incredibly insightful. Let's recap the value here. You've just taken a massive step. Setting up arguably one of the most powerful, practical cybersecurity tools available today. You've got a system now that creates, remembers, and deploys those strong, unique passwords for everything, dramatically cutting your risk from the most common attacks. This deep dive has really laid the groundwork for a much, much safer digital life.
That's absolutely right. The security improvements are genuinely profound. You've essentially eliminated the massive risk of password reuse. You're now using significantly stronger passwords across the board than any human could realistically manage on their own. You're gaining protection against phishing attempts because the manager usually won't autofill credentials on fake lookalike sites. And you've massively reduced that constant mental burden, that cognitive load of trying to juggle hundreds of logins. Just remember that old saying. Your security is only as strong as your weakest password.
Right.
And now, with a password manager used correctly, none of your passwords need to be weak.
Love it. Okay, so to make this stick, here's your action plan. What you can do right now and in the coming weeks.
Let's make it concrete.
Today. Right after listening, go change the passwords on those 3 most critical accounts we talked about. Your primary email, your main online banking, and your main cloud storage. Use that new password generator. Get those crown jewels locked down.
Perfect first step, high impact.
This week, take a little more time, maybe an hour or so, and start adding your other important financial accounts, credit cards, other banks, investment platforms, and maybe key work-related accounts into your new password manager, generating unique passwords for them too.
Chip away at the next most important ones.
This month, find that password health check or security report feature in your password manager. Run it. It'll show you any remaining weak passwords, any reused passwords you missed during import. Make it a goal to work through that list and fix them this month.
Clean up the backlog. Very important.
And going forward, this is the big one. Make it an unbreakable habit. Every single time you sign up for a new website or service, use the password generator. Every time you log in, let the manager fill it. Make it automatic.
That's how you maintain the security long term.
Exactly. So the final thought to leave you with today. With this incredibly strong foundation now in place, with your passwords handled systematically and securely, what other aspects of your digital life could benefit from this same level of conscious protection and organization? What else could you bring into your new digital fortress to make your online world even safer and simpler?
Great question to ponder. It really opens up possibilities.